Hey everyone. I'm actually in my greenhouse today. I decided it's about that time of year. I go ahead and get it cleaned out. It's pretty dirty because I haven't really been using it through the winter. So it kind of stinks in here. There's a lot of dead plants that I've admittedly neglected. Um, and so I'm going to get these cleaned out. But I figured while I was doing it, I could share some advice that I actually wish that I had gotten a long time ago when I first started my career, and that I think I probably did get it, but I didn't heed the advice like I probably should have. And that's, when to know and that it's okay to say, I don't know. And this goes for just life in general, but also Uh, but mostly when I'm talking about it, I'll be talking about it in regards to your life at work. Let me set this down. I'm gonna see if I can do this and clean out the greenhouse at the same time. Hopefully it doesn't fall. Hopefully it's good there. We'll see. Anyway, um, so yeah, let me get a box here. Clear out some of these plants first. Get this table cleaned off. But have you ever been in a situation where either yourself or somebody else is like trying to fake their way through an answer, um, and it's completely obvious, and you feel really bad for the person. You're just cringing and hoping that it stops. Well, I know I've been in that situation several times, um, and I'll give you a perfect example from when I first started work um, at my second big job that I had. Uh, it was a data analyst job, and we worked pretty closely with a lot of the CFOs and CEOs of uh, our company, and so. When I got hired, it was actually the first role that I had that much contact with someone that high up or that far above me in terms of servicing. And uh, one of the first, like, it was like my third day, and one of the first requests that I received was from the CFO of our division. So, like, not just like a CFO of one of our I work in healthcare, so we manage hospitals, but this was for the entire division, about 17, 18 hospitals. And he asked me, hey, can you get me a report that shows, you know, um, when these patients were discharged, what what unit or what department were they discharged from? And you have to remember at the time, this is like 2014, and so data analytics was fairly new. I mean, it's been around, but really the biggest tool that we had at that time was Excel, at least for my uh, my business, the company that I was with, at least. And so I honestly had no idea how to do it. But I'm on the phone with the CFO of the company. I'm just sitting there thinking, like, oh man, I just got hired. I don't want to make my new boss seem dumb for hiring me. I don't want to seem dumb. So I'm just gonna tell him, oh yeah, like, I got this. I know exactly what I need to do. And yeah, we can use this, and yeah, we'll get you the answer. And um, he took the bait, but I pretty much crapped my pants as soon as we got off the phone because I had no idea what I was doing. And so I really had to, get with my coworkers, work very close. Luckily, I had great coworkers, and they helped me through it. And um, I think that he's probably been in business enough long enough to know that. I was BSing my way through it. But he was nice enough to understand. And I think that I think if I had just said, and I look back on it now, if I had just said, I don't know, I this is my third day on the job, I don't know, but I will definitely find out. I think that actually would have went over a lot better than what I actually did, which was to cause myself stress, make him. I mean, at the time, like, he knew that I probably didn't know what I was talking about, but that I was just sort of trying to BS my way through it. And so it could have saved a lot of heartache. So that's my own personal story, but I'm sure that all of you know, and I'd love to hear from you if you have had that same experience or something similar with a coworker before. But I, there's a reason why people avoid saying I don't know, and you don't want to look incompetent. There's a pressure at work to always know the answer, and a lot of this comes out of a confidence culture at work, where confidence a lot of times, and I know you know what I'm talking about, but a lot of times at work, confidence is valued over accuracy. And this the type, the guy that comes into the meeting and just talks a big game, but in the back of your mind, you're sitting there saying, like, this guy has no idea what he's talking about. And but that's what a lot of companies like, and what they foster. And so it can be a culture thing, but there's a lot of benefits of saying I don't know. And like I said, this is something that I wish that I had known, or I had at least heeded when I was earlier in my career, because I think that it could have gotten me a lot further than honestly I am now. But first, it builds trust, because instead of trying to BS your way through something, you're telling the person, like, you honestly don't know, but that you can probably find the answer if you have to. And they, a lot of times, admitting that you don't know makes you more credible in the long run, instead of less credible. And if you see me looking down, it's because I have my notes. This is only my second video, so trying to talk my way through it. But a lot of times my mind just goes blank because I'm in front of a camera. But it also, one surprising and unexpected benefit is that it encourages collaboration. You don't want to seem like a know-it-all at work. And if you don't say, I don't know, it doesn't really give your coworkers a opportunity to speak up and, give you their views on the situation. Sorry, my dog's barking. Let me see. Anyway, so it allows other people to actually give their opinion. And that kind of goes into my next point, which is, like, a lot of times, if you say you don't know, and someone speaks up in the meeting that might have something to say about the topic at hand, it encourages, it leads to better solutions. It encourages collaboration. And uh, a lot of times you can find a better solution to the issue that you're meeting about, or that you're trying to figure out, instead of just trying to BS your way through it and seem like you know it all. um, and you don't have to take on all of that stress yourself. I think for me, and I'm still trying to figure out how to cope with work stress, But I think for me, if I had just known that I could say I don't know, and that was perfectly acceptable to say, and that it actually encouraged collaboration and had all these added benefits, I probably would have said it all the time. And I think I stressed myself out because I put a lot on myself, uh, which was unfair to myself because nobody knows everything. Um, and you'll find that a lot of times, saying I don't know is sort of freeing in a way, because if people do expect that you're going to know the answer, then you're going to be the one that they're always going to go to, which might not, be good for you because you're going to be getting a lot of extra work. So anyway, saying I don't know is actually something that there's been meetings now more recently that I've been in that I think that the only thing that I've said is I don't know. Like I don't know probably 4 or 5 times, but you kind of have to know how to say it. If you're going to say I don't know, you can't just say I don't know. I mean, sometimes that works. Um, I guess if it's just an answer to a really short, quick question, but uh, you kind of have to follow that up with, you know, I don't know. Let me get back to you, or I don't know, but I do know who does. A lot of you know work is networking and knowing the person that does know the answer to your questions. And if you have a good network at work, people will come to you and you will be seen as a resource because you're the guy who can find out the answer to their question, even if you don't know. So even though you're not really creating extra work for yourself, you're actually becoming someone that is a trusted resource and that they want to keep around at work, because without you, they can't get to this person, or they can't get to that person, or they can't find the answer with this guy, because they don't really know him. They don't have that work relationship. So if you say I don't know, but I do know who can find us out the answer, a lot of times that puts yourself in a position where um, you you gain a lot of credibility, and you really do become a resource. Um, so anyway, I'd like to hear more from you all. I want to hear some examples that you might have of instances where you didn't know the answer to something, and either you BS'd your way through it, or you knew somebody that you were sitting there cringing at and were just hoping that they would say, I don't know the answer to that question, so that, everything could be done and over with. So I like hearing of instances like that. It just sort of reinforces my beliefs in the power of saying, I don't know. And, if you like this content too, this channel really is just going to be my sort of daily musings, and uh, me giving life experience and uh, advice that maybe I wished I had gotten when I was, early in my career, early as a parent, um, early in maybe your marriage, and so that's what I hope to do with this channel. So anyway, if you found this interesting, subscribe, and shoot me a message and tell me about yourself. All right, thanks. Bye.